Hey everybody, here I am. It's all nice and sunny today. It actually sort of feels like spring. Piece of graffiti I usually do videos in front of is in the shade, and it just doesn't work. I tried. It looks weird. So here I am over here in the sun. Right now I am drinking the Radikon Slatnick 2018. It's named for a nearby village. I actually really love this name, Slatnick. I don't even know where to start. So Radikon, it's the Radikon family. This is from Friuli, Italy. This is northeastern Italy, way up right on the border of Slovenia. The community, the culture here, it crosses the border. So this is the town, or this is the region of Gorizia, which on the other side of the border is called Goriška Barda. So it's like the Radikon family owns vineyards both in Italy and in Slovenia. Their vineyards are on the border. That's pretty common here in this part of Italy. Like it's literally the border. You know, when the Austro-Hungarian Empire broke up, I think they just, you know, sort of like drew lines on a map. And so, anyway, here we are. So this is made by Sasha Radikon. Can't really talk about Radikon without talking about Stanko Radikon, his father, who started making wine, I think, here at the family winery back in the 80s. And then, you know, was the winemaker up through his passing in, I don't actually remember now when that was, 2016, I want to say. And so Stanko Radikon, you know, at a time when like Robert Parker and the Wine Spectator were at the height of their powers, and everybody around the world was like regrafting to Chardonnay and Merlot and stuff like that, and Cabernet Sauvignon, and ripping out indigenous grapes, and, you know, hiring flying consultant winemakers who would come in and be like, you need new oak barriques, you got to get your alcohol up and stuff like that. He was like, I really believe in the way that we've made wine in the past. I'm gonna make wine the way that we've always made it. I'm proud of this. And the way that they had always made wine here was extended skin maceration. So like white grapes left on the skins for like 2.5 to 3 months, and then aged in like big old oak casks, like big old botti, for years and years and years. So this is 2018. This is a different animal. This is, you know, different thing. But like I just got their limited release of their Merlot, and the current release of the Merlot is 2003. It's 2021 right now. So that's like they continued. So Stanko Radikon passed away, and they've sort of, you know, I mean, Sasha grew up making wine with him from when he was a little tiny kid, and has, you know, continued the evolution and continued making wines their way. Vines are all organically farmed, hand-harvested grapes, brought into the winery, destemmed, native yeast fermentation for like 10 to 14 days. Native yeast fermentation, and then they ferment on the skins in big oak vats for like 10 to 14 days. It's so complicated. So these wines with this label, these were really, Sasha started making these while his father was still there was still with us. The Radikon wines that are really like, that his father had, were his father's vision, they just say Radikon on them. These with the S label wines for Sasha, those were sort of like, as Sasha started doing his thing. So, still skin contact white wine, but it's just not as much skin maceration and not aged as long as the other Radikon wines, if you follow me here. But but that's how this is made. 10 to 14 days on the skins, then into 6,000 liter oak botti, and aged for, I don't know, a year, something like that, I want to say, before bottling. I'm going to drink this now. So Slatnick, the Slatnick. It is a blend of Chardonnay and Tocai Friulano, 80% Chardonnay, 20% Tocai Friulano, harvested together and co-fermented on the skins. Here's what it looks like. Here's really what it looks like. Look at that. Look at the color of it, and I can smell it. I opened this earlier this morning and poured a glass, and I was like in the warehouse with my mask on and everything, and I could smell it through my mask without even trying, just like pouring it. I was like, wow, it smells like canned pineapples. Let me swap hands is here. It smells like a skin contact white wine. It smells very good. It smells ripe and sunny. It smells like stewed fruit, like canned pineapple or cooked pineapple. Cooked peaches. But it's also a little bit spicy smelling. It smells a tiny bit like baking bread. What is all of that? Boy, I haven't had a lot of other skin contact whites like this from Friuli. I've had more from central Italy. And it reminds me of them in a way. It has the same spice. It doesn't smell. No, it's a seaplane. There's a very loud, low float plane flying over. This doesn't, it smells lovely. It smells bright and juicy and fresh and stuff. If you know skin contact white wines, you'll smell it and you'll be like, oh yeah, I recognize some of these aromas. It doesn't smell weird or flawed or anything like that. I just want to say, because some people who aren't familiar with orange wines, or some people in the wine industrial complex, are threatened by the idea of new things and have perpetuated the idea that all wines that are new or don't conform to the wine industrial complex are flawed. It's not the case. It's opening up a little bit. There's a little bit of banana now. I can't put my finger on the aromatic spices that I smell though, because there is some of that here. Anyway. Wow. That's delicious. It's big, it's ripe, it's juicy, it's sunny. Sort of tastes like cooked peaches. Wow, it's big and spicy. Makes me think of mango, in the way that mango is very tropical, but mango can also have a spicy taste or character to it. Boy, this is very good. It's really mouth-filling. It's really mouth-filling, but it's the fruit and mid-palate of the wine that fills your mouth. It's not and it's really energetic, but it's not acidity driven. You don't really notice the acidity. There is acidity there, and it keeps it from being it's not flat or flabby, acidically speaking. Awesome minerality to it. There's this that's the real, I think, backbone of the wine, is this real salty, savory minerality that runs right through it, underpins all the flavors. You have that rich, ripe, mouth-filling, round tropical fruit up front. I feel like this is a great outfit for the wine. Like, this is so bright and orange and stuff. Like, this sort of like matches up with the fruit of the wine here. Then the mid palate has this like spicy thing going on. It's like cooked stewed fruit with like cloves and cardamom and stuff like that added to it, that gives, you know, if just as I'm thinking about food and flavors and stuff here. And then the finish gets a little bit more savory and a little bit more like food flavors. It doesn't have a lot of tannin. It actually, I don't really, there's a tiny bit, but like I don't actually really pick up or perceive tannin to it, which, you know, some orange wines, white orange wines like this, like do really have tannin to them, like, and they have a real finish and stuff. This doesn't. It's very nice though. I'm quite impressed. I haven't drunk, I think I've had like 1 or 2 bottles of S-label Radikon before. But this is exciting. This is really good. If you want like big, rich, lush, you know, it's not sweet. It's just really delicious. It's a great thing to drink on its own. Or what would I do? I don't know what I would drink this with, actually. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. I'm sorry. I've probably made this video too long. I'll open another bottle of one of the other Radikons tomorrow. I'm going to put up videos about all of them. So, but this is fun. This is delicious.